Good evening, everyone. It is 6 p.m. on Thursday, May the 14th, 2026. It's a Thursday. It means it's almost the weekend. We have some stormers moving through east central Minnesota into west central Wisconsin, and those will clear out, leaving us with partly cloudy skies tonight. A warm, muggy day tomorrow with highs in the 80s, but then also covering that with red flag warnings for most of western Minnesota. Saturday looks to be okay during the day, but then rain showers move in across Saturday night into Sunday, Monday, and severe weather is possible on Sunday afternoon and Monday afternoon before we cool off. And that's going to be what we're looking at right now, and all that and more here on Black Sheep Weather. Taking a look up at Lake Itasca, so a lot of people out there actually. I just was looking at this a couple of minutes ago, and there was no one in the frame at all. Now there's several people. That is the headwaters of the Mississippi up there at Lake Itasca State Park. Taking a look at our radar, you can see the showers and thunderstorms moving in. If I zoom in just a little bit here towards the metro, you can see that those showers and storms are moving towards the metro. They develop and then they kind of fizzle a little bit. But this area down here, south of Wilmer, down towards Redwood Falls, that area seems to be holding together fairly well, and that is what's probably going to get here in the Twin Cities. Western Wisconsin, you might see some of these beginning showers, but I don't know that you're going to necessarily see the whole mess as it comes through, just because of the fact that we are looking at that weakening as it comes through, and there's so much dry air below us, or above us in the lower atmosphere. Taking a look at our visible satellite imagery, you can see our low pressure system over the eastern Great Lakes. That is the one that brought us the rain earlier this week. But now the bigger storm that we're looking at is up over Alberta and Saskatchewan. It's a big swirl. And you can see that cold front dragging all the way back down through Utah and into Arizona. But meeting that front is also the subtropical jet, which is pumping moisture up over the southern part of Baja California and across northern Mexico up into Texas. And that will be what feeds severe weather coming up this weekend down there. Taking a look at our surface charts, you can see that shower and thunderstorm activity is definitely present. See the brown up in the Dakotas, northwest Minnesota, and parts of western Minnesota. That is blowing dust advisories and blowing dust warnings. Blowing dust warning is still in effect from Fargo north to the Canadian border along the western or the eastern side, the Minnesota side of the Red River Valley. Blowing dust advisories around that until 9 p.m. Taking a look as the fronts move forward, the moisture moves out well ahead of the front as the showers and thunderstorms are mostly over Wisconsin, and this is looking at 1 a.m. See a little bit left over maybe around the Mississippi River, but otherwise it'll be mostly in Wisconsin. And then as we move forward in time, you can see that front slowly starting to move through, but don't get too used to that motion because the front stalls out. And then we see a few showers along that, and that is going to be right about 7 a.m. on Saturday, or on Friday rather. And then looking at Friday night, 7 p.m., there's some showers and thunderstorms could happen right here in southeastern Minnesota, back up towards the Twin Cities and then over towards Fairmont and Worthington. There's a small chance we could see some severe weather there, but I'm not entirely sold on it. And you can see that front kind of still lackadaisically moving along. You can see another cold front coming in, and that one kind of pushes the other one farther south. And that's going to set up a pretty good band of rain across the Corn Belt. But for us up here in Minnesota, by the time we get to 7 a.m. on Sunday, you can see the rain starting to move in, and that's showers likely, and the rain and storms likely in the red, or in the green rather. Ignore the blue and the purple back into the Intermountain West. That's just snow and mixed precipitation. And here is Sunday 7 p.m. No, this is Monday 7 a.m. Sorry. Monday 7 a.m. You see the low pressure center is moving over us. Now what that's going to bring is a warm front through the region. So southeastern Minnesota, so areas from Hinckley down towards Marshall, down towards Worthington, south and east, you're going to be in the warm air and the juicy air. But with that low coming through and dragging its cold front behind, that brings us a chance of severe weather on Monday. And that does swing all the way through. So 7 a.m. Tuesday, that front's actually made it all the way to Lake Michigan and then down across the upper Mississippi Valley and back down towards Oklahoma City. Then you can see on Wednesday, we're out of the rain. The high pressure has moved over, so we're going to have a fairly nice week. But here comes our next system right behind. It's going to bring us some more shower chances for the weekend. But taking a look at our severe weather chances for Thursday, or for Saturday rather, Saturday. Today's Thursday, Saturday's day 3. I was trying to do the math in my head. You can see that very large area of marginal risk of general thunderstorms in that lightish green. The darker green, that is your marginal risk of severe weather, a level 1 out of 5. And that's pretty much along the I-90 corridor from Rochester back towards Pipestone. South of that, just barely grazing the Minnesota border with Iowa and most of western Iowa, is in a moderate, or a slight risk rather, of severe storms. That's a level 2 out of 5. As we move forward into Sunday, see that area expands quite a bit to the north. So Fargo to Duluth, all the way back down towards Madison and all of Iowa pretty much, is in a slight risk of severe thunderstorms with an enhanced risk across southwestern Minnesota, southeastern South Dakota, northwestern Iowa, and the eastern half of Nebraska. Sunday, this area could be very interesting in terms of how and what develops. It's too early for the details and to say what kind of severe weather we could see, but severe weather is definitely in the forecast. Same thing goes along on Monday, 15% area for areas south of a Wheaton, Minnesota to Duluth to Marquette, Michigan line. 30% enhanced risk, that is still in western Iowa, a little bit farther south and east than it was. But given how that storm is moving, we could see that 30% enhanced risk get moved into south central and southeastern Minnesota. So let's take a look at our forecast right now. For tonight, a 30% chance of thunderstorms in the evening and then partly cloudy skies overnight with a low of 57. For tomorrow, Friday, sunny, humid, 85 for the high, 55 for the low. Saturday, sunny skies continue, but then clouds and storms start to move in on Saturday night with a high of 82 and a low of 56. Sunday's going to wash out with showers and thunderstorms expected all day with a high of 78 and a low of 62. Monday, an 80% chance of showers, and then that drops to a 30% chance overnight. My graphic is wrong. Sorry about that. 77 for the high, 53 for the low. And then 30% chance of morning showers on Tuesday. Then it remains partly cloudy. 66 for the high and 42 for the low. And then Wednesday, the same thing, but a little cooler, 63 for the high and 46 for the low. Let's turn to St. Let's look at our extended forecast for the 22nd through the 28th. And what we see here is above normal temperatures of forecast across the entire region. And taking a look at our precipitation outlook, normal precipitation through Memorial Day weekend. So it looks like we should have a pretty good weekend through Memorial Day. That is your Black Sheep weather update. I am Chief Meteorologist John Lamb. This is your you can see our social media up here. Certainly follow us there. Hit a like on the thumbs up down here if you liked our video. Subscribe if you want to get all of our video content on your feed. And you click on the bell for notifications so you get instant notification when we post a new video. Thank you so very much for watching. This is Black Sheep Weather on the Thursday.